Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Pagan, is human trafficking a violation of the USMCA?
Senator Menendez, thank you for that question. I'm going to have to think about that. I honestly wasn't prepared for that question.
Okay, well, from my perspective, it is. And the question, what I'd like you, as you're reviewing that, is I would like to get your commitment that if human trafficking in general is a violation of the USMCA, which I believe it is, then I would like your commitment to look at what is happening in Mexico with Cuban doctors who are being trafficked. They are sent there by the Cuban regime. Their passports are taken away. The payment for their services is sent to the Cuban regime. They get a subsistence wage. That's trafficking. And so I'd like a commitment from you that you will review it and get back to me when, upon your confirmation.
Yeah, my commitment that we will look at the issue. Thank you. And if there's any more information that we can get from your staff,
we
please.
got tons, so I'm happy to give it all to the department. And I know that Ambassador Tai is going to be with the committee later today, so we'll raise it with her as well. Mr. Neiman, if confirmed, you'll be responsible for U.S. actions at the international financial institutions. The Senate Foreign Relations Committee, which I chair, has considerable oversight over these institutions, so I want to explore one or two items with you in that regard. As part of our efforts to counter and compete with China globally, the Senate passed my legislation authorizing a 10th general capital increase for the Inter-American Development Bank as part of the U.S. Innovation and Competition Act. During the pandemic, countries in the hemisphere suffered the greatest economic contraction of any region in the world. And add to that the enduring challenges of poverty and inequality, massive migration flows, the damages caused by natural disasters, and we are seeing a region facing widespread difficulties. And it matters to us not only about being a good neighbor, but when we see migration flows come to the United States in part, it is because of the uncertainty these countries are facing. Not to mention that China is all over the hemisphere in terms of its debt trap diplomacy. So if we are serious about addressing these challenges, we need the IDB to have robust resources, and a 10th general capital increase is part of that process. If confirmed, do you commit to working with me and other congressional stakeholders to ensure that the IDB has the resources to address challenges in our hemisphere and advance a 10th general capital increase for the bank?
Thank you, Senator, for that question. And if I could start, thank you for your leadership and work on issues in that region, in Latin America and the Caribbean, which is the focus of the IDB. That's a region that's also of personal importance to me. My wife, for example, was born in South America. It's also a region, as you noted, that's been particularly hard hit during these recent pandemic. Something that oftentimes isn't fully appreciated, and of course, it's a neighboring region.
I appreciate all that. Does that mean, yes, you're going to work with me to get to where we need to be on the capital increase?
Thank you, Senator. It does mean that, of course, it would be a very important area and set of issues for me, and if confirmed, I would absolutely fully engage with you and your staff on all those issues. I understand that Treasury, together with IDB management and stakeholders, are evaluating opportunities for development finance in the region, understanding the current portfolio and limitations of development finance.
Well, what I would hope is that you'd commit to working with Congress to put in place a policy framework for the IDB's 10th capital increases that addresses U.S. priorities, including democratic governance, climate issues, and the need to counter China's predatory economic practices in the region. Can I get you at least to that?
I absolutely will, if confirmed, commit to work with you on those issues.
Now, one other question in the 45 seconds I have. I have a real challenge with what is happening at the IMF and I should say the World Bank and the IMF with Kristalina Georgieva, who currently serves as the managing director of the IMF, who was involved in pressuring staff to make specific changes to China's 2018 score in the World Bank's annual Doing Business report in an effort to increase their ranking. That's incredibly disturbing. It damages the integrity and reputation of the World Bank and the IMF, and confirms the growing trend of the international financial institutions bowing to Chinese pressure. Senator Risch, the ranking member, and I both wrote to the Biden administration calling for full transparency and accountability at the World Bank, the IMF, and with Ms. Georgieva. Can you tell me that you will work to provide that transparency?
Senator, if confirmed, I commit to support Treasury's efforts to get the IMF to renew their commitment to data transparency and other measures like whistleblower protections that would safeguard the integrity of the international financial institutions.
She's lost my confidence, and I want to see how she actually can operate under these circumstances. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.